CMHA has had a long history since 1918 in working with mental health issues and supporting people with mental health problems. And in terms of workplace mental health, as we see our society and our environment changing over many decades, we all work now in a much more fast-paced work environment with more technology and a do more with less kind of culture. And all of those things are triggers for potential mental health problems among employees. And we're very pleased that employers, as well as governments and others, are now paying attention to the impact of these kinds of pressures within workplaces on employees, and seeing that it is important to address the issues, not only from a culture perspective, but also providing the tools and other supports and resources.
We work as a team of commissioners. I'm the chief commissioner and I work with 4 other commissioners. We make our decisions collectively, and I just think that that's the best way to make sure that the work that you need to get done gets done, is where everyone feels a part of the decisions that are being made. I think it's really important that staff are treated like people, that we're all individual human beings, we come from families. If your business is in a position where it can give people that time off so that they can have some downtime, then I believe that that's what you should do. We need to ensure that the workplace it's comfortable and it recognizes people's abilities. And I think it's so important that we're talking about psychologically healthy workplaces without it having any kind of a stigma or saying that it's something that, well, geez, they should do it. We don't necessarily have to do it. But it's people are recognizing all the way across the board that in order to be sustainable, to be successful, and to be able to grow your business, grow your whatever work that it is you're doing, that people need to feel really good about where they're at and be supported. You have a psychologically healthy workplace.
So it's interesting that where morale is high, or where there is more satisfaction with the nurses or the physicians or whoever's working in that organization, the outcomes actually seem to be better. What people realize is, if somebody is unwell and their behavior is such that it's evolving into a pattern that is considered to be disruptive, that's going to have a huge effect on collegiality, collaborative work, and you can't do the work we do in healthcare without a team. So if somebody is becoming unwell, their behavior is becoming such that it has the potential to interfere with patient care, and we don't address that, then the whole team's going to suffer. And what happens is, not only is patient care poor, but we suffer with regards to retention and recruitment. Acute stresses and deadlines and things that come and go are good things. They stress us, and we perform a bit better when we're under stress temporarily. But chronic stress is a whole other animal, and with enough chronic stress we just get sicker and sicker and sicker. And if you're asking your staff to do more and more, with less and less, which is the mantra in most of industries today, at the end of the day there's going to be a price to pay. And it's going to be a human price more than likely, and there's only 2 things you can do when you get sick enough with chronic stress and burnout and exhaustion and so forth, and that is either you leave or you go off sick or whatever, and either way everyone loses. So getting upstream, not only early identification and doing something about it, but really focusing on mental health promotion and well-being for all workplaces, I think is really important.
In a lot of the industries and the members we represent, where it's trades, it's physical jobs, we don't talk about mental issues. We're tough, we have to be tough. So we don't talk about that. Unions as employers now, not unions as representatives, but unions as employers are in general have a difficult time with really letting their workers have that work-life balance. It's a problem. We expect a lot. We feel, as union people, labor activists, we're there to save the world, and that's a never-ending job. And you can't just go home at 5 o'clock. So we have to monitor that, and it's difficult. It's very difficult. Have the conversation with the people that you work with. What does it mean to you to have a psychologically healthy workplace? What does that really mean? Well, a lot of it is tied again to the physical safety. So if they have identified hazards, it's not so much the removal of those hazards. That's not about making a mentally healthy workplace, but acknowledging that it's important to understand those hazards and to provide protection that not only actually will create physical protection, but will give you the sense of security that your concerns, that your issues are being dealt with. And another part of that, and this goes to workers who work more often alone or in smaller groups, is their sense of control over their workplace is very important. An ability to control your environment helps you to keep that safe, mentally healthy workplace. You need that safe environment where you know you have some control, so that if things are going wrong, you know how to fix it or how to move it or how to get away from it.
As an employee with a mental health disability, the really important thing for me was that my manager listened. If you focus on helping your managers do those kinds of things, paying attention to the people before the work, you automatically are creating the roots of a psychologically healthy workplace.
Mental health communication.
But mental health is not, doesn't really need a tool or a real estate change in most cases. What people really need are services. And sometimes those are services outside of the workplace, and sometimes they're services in the workplace. So we now provide coverage for services in the workplace that will help people with those particular issues. And a great example of that is providing job coaches for people who are struggling with productivity because of the nature of their disability. The perception that things like this are costly is very prevalent. It's utterly false. The benefit is extraordinary. So paying attention to the mental health of your employees and a psychologically healthy environment has a return on investment that you can map. As a large organization, obviously, we do a lot of that. So we map our employee engagement to our customer engagement to our profitability. So we know that in the branches where employees are more engaged, more mentally healthy, more mentally engaged in their work, their customers are more highly engaged through our customer surveys, and their revenue per branch is higher.
All of CMHA's work over many, many years has involved partnerships with other organizations in mental health, partnerships with workplaces and employers and employees, with people who have experience in dealing with a mental health problem. Very important for us to partner with not only management but also unions in the larger workplaces. They're a very important partner and piece of the equation. Well, I think it's important for everyone to spread the word and share with others the importance of addressing workplace mental health issues, whether you're an employee in a small workplace, a medium-sized or large workplace, or whether you're an employer. This is an important issue. We work in a culture with increased demands through technology and other changes in our society, and so the stress on people in work environments continues to increase, and it's important that we provide resources and supports to deal with those issues, and we have a lot of those tools and resources on our website. I would encourage everyone to look at our website and see the types of resources and tools you can utilize within your workplace. And then we do have staff in over 120 locations across the country, and so there's also an opportunity to move beyond a website, but talk to someone at CMHA who can provide further guidance and support in terms of what you can do in your workplace.